Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're giving our first impressions of Bag of Chips. Bag of Chips. In case anyone's looking it up. This is the salty and tasty game coming from... Who made this game? Blue Orange Games.
Blue Orange Games.
And I don't remember if they played it once on the Dice Tower, or for some reason I saw it somewhere, and I thought it looked really, really interesting. Kind of more, it definitely looked like a party game, so it wasn't like, I typically tend to like a little heavier strategy Euro games. But this one just looked like some kind of funky fun, I would say. And yeah, we ended up getting it to the table here, playing it a couple times. Got to the table actually relatively quickly because I just got this one at Gen Con. I saw it and I got pretty excited. Probably more excited than I should have. It's probably the game that I got most excited about getting. It's just a bag of chips.
You can't resist a snack.
I cannot resist a snack at all. But yeah, so we played it and...
Yeah, this was... I had no clue what to expect. I didn't know how it played at all. I was just like, it looks like a pretty approachable game. And as you explained it actually presented a few unique things. It wasn't just straightforward. There are different types of chips, different colored chips, and I thought, oh, is this just going to be some basic set collection type game, pretty generic, but it actually wasn't that. So everyone kind of starts out with 6 scoring cards, and then you reveal a handful, like 5 chips from the bag, and you'll see the state of your scoring cards, and you will then discard 2 of them, whether you think that they're going to be scored or not going to be scored or whatever, based on what chips are out there. And there's various amounts of the different colors, so some are more populated than others, and that factors into some of the scoring cards. Like some will say, I have more orange, which is, there's only like 3 of those, than yellow, and the yellow have like 7 of them, and if you end up scoring that's actually worth like hundreds of points.
I think that was actually the win card, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was the win card. That was the instant
instant
win card.
So
if
it's
you
not very going to happen very
Yeah,
often.
if you got to score that one, if that happened, then that is an instant win. Which, when I saw there's an instant win card, I'm like, okay, I'm in on this. But yeah, just various different scoring things, and then after you discard 2 of your scoring cards, you reveal, I think, like 4 more chips, so a little more information. Then you discard 1 card, and then reveal 3 more chips, and then you decide 1 scoring condition.
So you have 3 left.
Yep, 1 of them that you're going to score negatively for yourself. So you're hoping that it does not score. So in that case, if there were already like 5 yellows out there and you had that one to have more orange than yellow, then you could safely put that one in the score negatively, and you'll be safe. And then you choose 2 of them, the 2 remaining ones, to score positively, and you're hoping that those will actually come into play with the chips that are remaining, and then you finally reveal 2 last chips, and you all score your points. And that was it. I think that when I saw the concept of what it does, I'm like, that's really unique. That's a unique twist, and I think it delivered on that promise of all those different scoring conditions, and the scoring negatively and scoring positively. Sometimes the last 2 chips really do decide it. There's even ones that are the last chip, like the last chip revealed based on what color it is. That's a scoring card for like each color, I think, and that can be a swing of points. Sometimes you're like, what are the odds that another one of these greens is going to come out? There's so many out there. I'll just put this to score negatively. And then a green comes out last, and you lose like 50 points. It's the strategies in the game. Some of the cards are just like worth 1, and you're like almost like betting $1 on Price is Right. You're like, if I can just get a positive score, maybe everyone else's games kind of blow up with their cards or just don't come into play. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, for sure. I like that you're not actually like keeping track of what everyone's score is each time. They're just at the end of each round, you look at everyone's score, and the top place gets 2 of these gold tokens, and then the second place gets 1. I think unless you're playing at a lower player count. So I like that it's that way, where you can take the risks and stuff, and you may just not get it for 1 round, and then just not get any tokens. As long as it's not the end of the game, you're good to go the next round. And yeah, I think it delivered exactly what the game is. It's definitely a very much kind of a party style game, I would say. I
Yep.
wouldn't say go into this one thinking, most strategic person's going to win. If I have a good strategy going into this, because first you're going to get random cards, which sometimes I feel like you could get cards that sort of go together in ways, and then sometimes you get them that are just kind of a little bit of everything.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that already makes it kind of maybe unequal playing grounds right off the bat.
Yeah.
Especially after the first 5 are revealed, there might be some that you're like, well, this is very close to already happening, and then other people might be like, well, none of these are really. I can't base off what information I have currently. It doesn't really help me. So then it's like, do I keep the higher scoring ones and hope that with 4 more chips laid next time that that'll clear it up a little bit more for me. But then also risk having maybe 3 that score, so then you might have 3 huge ones that score, so then they'll offset the other one. But yeah, I would say the only issue that it's not really an issue, but the only thing I would say that maybe I'd do differently is it says once someone gets 4 of those gold chips, so pretty much if the same person won back-to-back rounds, the game would be over, which is fine. I think it's just kind of a quick game, but since it's kind of more of the quicker party-style games, I think I would just do, instead I would just do once or twice around the table or something, where everyone gets to pull out the chips, even though that doesn't really have much effect on the game, who's pulling the chips, because they're still involved in playing, and they have their cards and stuff, so it doesn't really matter, but it's fun to pull the chips out of the bag, be the one pulling them out. So, giving everyone a chance to do it at least once, if not twice, and then just seeing who has the most after that. I think that's how I would probably play it versus just going to first to 4, just because that could happen quickly.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was going to bring up as my only kind of mixed negative was the scoring. I think it kind of falls into like most party games where it's just play as much as you want to play, just each round and reset. Like you almost don't even need a score. I think it's just fun enough in seeing who wins each round and what you're able to do within a round. I don't think you really need that long-term score keeping.
Right.
But if you do have it, I think that would be a better way to do it, just like around the table a certain amount of times. But yeah, and I mean, it shouldn't factor in, but whenever anyone was pulling out the chips out of the bag, I'm like, I just get the feeling that they're actually snacking on chips, just emotion. I'm like, thematically, and you kind of just go back to it every now and then, and I'm like, this feels like eating chips. Just how often you keep going back to that bag, I'm like, my gosh, the pace is perfect for eating a bag of chips.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially when because I'm used to you eating chips very often. I'm like, there he goes again.
That's probably why I was so excited about this game. But yeah, I think this one will be one that I can probably play with family members and stuff, and there's maybe a couple cards that could be a little confusing as to what they mean, but overall, I think once you'd go over them, because there's only like a few different, there's not that many types of cards. I think once you'd go over it once, I think most of it should make sense. But yeah, otherwise, I think after we played it twice, so the first couple plays, I would say this one's coming in at about a 7.25 for me for what it is. I would say this one's right up there in my party games. If I was going like overall collection, I think it would be a little bit lower, just because it's definitely much lighter than my typical desired game. But yeah, it's just a bunch of fun, and it's really quick. So it does what it should be doing.
Yeah, I agree totally. And being my normal self, I'm usually coming in at least a point higher. So I got this about an 8.5, I think.
Okay.
Maybe even a little higher, just because I really enjoy. It's cute. It's a little bag. You're pulling chips out of it, and it just is so quick, so approachable. But it does make you think, and it has a twist that I wasn't expecting in the game. So this one surprised me a bit, and I could see this being one of the go-to party games.
Yeah, so if you're looking for kind of a new quick party game, or kind of a little bit of filler sort of game for your game group, if they are totally fine with crazy scoring and push your luck type thing, sort of push your luck, sort of not. I mean, it's got that feel. I don't know what else I'd call it. Then I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I think it'll be a great little snack in the middle of your game night. But Otherwise, if you want to check out and get a better look at all the components, which there's not too many components, you can check out our unbagging video. But yeah, otherwise, we hope to see you on that video. And as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on that bag of chips.